Hi there, it's Greg here. So I am at Huaqiangbei, which is Huaqiangbei means strong China, and Bei means north. So I am actually in Huaqiangbei as we speak, in the famous Seg Plaza. If you can see it up behind me in there, I'm going to switch it across. It's 70 stories tall. There's something like 160,000 square meters in here. We just walk along here. This is the bottom end, the plaza. That's Sherman. There, that's Sherman Road. It's along back in the center of Shenzhen there. And this is the famous Seg Plaza. So this is the first one, which happened in the 1980s. They built the head of the Seg group, a man named Mr. Ma, set this plaza up here. It's the very first building, and you can see from here we've got a plaza all the way along here, and there are other buildings that we're going to generate. So let's go and take a look. So what I want you to understand from here is this is where your Aliexpress, your Tmall, your Taobao, your whatever, Amazon, eBay, Shopee, all comes from in the electronics market. Mostly comes from this place here, and what we'll go and have a look at is how global sourcing works from inside Huaqiangbei. So let's go take a walk. Okay, we're first entering the ground floor of the Seg Plaza. This is the original building. And this is electronic components and consumer items. When we follow down, you see USB cables, here's some surface mount devices, components, all sorts. Here's more USB cables. A lot on the ground floor are bulk items you purchase. Cables of all manner, as you can see there, USB, VGA, power cables, bulk items, and also a smattering of consumer goods. Because it's on the ground floor, a lot of the tourists will come and take a look at what's occurred on these buildings, on the ground floor of these buildings. All of these are individual businesses, so they rent on these particular spaces. We'll see as we go along. Like these people right here, they're focusing on iPhone cables, covers. You see all sorts of different covers, tablet covers, or tablet covers. We are actually on area 3C, which is the third floor, so we've jumped up. You'll notice that many businesses have their own brands, like this brand here, obviously, Prove it's called. Product with love. And many businesses sell third party or somebody else's branding. iPhone cables. We're now on the 3rd floor of the 2nd building. Again, each of these are individual businesses, and they all focus on particular different areas. There's lots of overlap. Again, iPhone cables, more cables, speakers. This one's here is glass, so glass components for to repair phones. I think it's focused on lanyards. So we're in 3C. Just look up there. More, okay. We're up in 3A, which is the building number 3. So we're on the 3rd floor. We're going to go up again. If you take a look. All of these go up to maybe 5 or 6 levels, and each would incorporate, I don't know, a couple of hundred business per floor. But we are talking about thousands of small businesses. Although there are, as you get further up, there are a lot of the tourists are largely down on the ground. These are sourcing businesses, so the majority of their business is done online. The rent is cheap. They're in close proximity to deal with and support other businesses, but the majority of their business is done online. So you'll see a lot of them have mostly spend a day at terminals filling orders, and they're shipping out. They source their products all throughout Guangdong and further afield. They'll source from manufacturers who only sell in bulk. So, example, phone covers. Manufacturers typically won't sell on the Taobao or JD or those sorts of platforms, or Tmall. They'll sell to an intermediary like these people, who will then on-sell, who will do the retailing, both on-sourcing, so to other businesses, and retailing online. If you notice something, we'll go up another floor. I think. Are we going up or are we going down? We're going down now. And you see you're in the Secom building. Now we're at the back of the building, and at the back of the buildings where also the goods lifts and all the freight comes in and out, plus ancillary support, like you'll see here, little businesses that support the retailers, like selling goods. Now you notice something which would be strange for foreigners, but China is a high trust society, and you can see stock and goods and services like water bottles there, stock all over the place, and they just leave it there. So of course in the West we would never do that, we'd lock it up, but they leave their stock all over the place. It's a high trust society, and so you generally don't steal things, and people trust each other. I'm jumping around because otherwise this would be 2 or 3 hours long. There's people busy having lunch, and you see more ancillary support businesses. We come out the back in the alleyways, and we'll talk about logistics later on, but those vans are already, there's packaging company there, they're buying packaging supplies, and he looks after also, because those are ZTE trucks there, they also look after the purchasing of postage and things like that, so you can ship them out. There's a GAC Aeon electric car. And we're coming down the alleyways. This is not where the tourists are, although there's another building here, and we'll see, but we go a bit further up, we'll see that we're actually at a different area, which is the security take a look. So this is all the support area, and we'll come around in a second. You'll see that there's also a freight area, and I'll talk about that a bit later on. There's people delivering stuff back in, so sourcing coming in and sourcing going out. Some of the larger businesses, if you look at this company, Hutong here, this one here, they're actually manufacturers outlets, so there'll be manufacturers who have capacity or manufacturing factories in North Songwang or Donggang or somewhere like north, but they will have a presence, a sales presence here in downtown. It just makes it easy when people coming from overseas like myself, when you're sourcing things, you can come there rather than go to the factory. From time to time we will go to the factory, but it's just easier to come at one place. So we're heading down there. Guys selling watches, dubious watches. So you're in the middle here. Here's the security city. So this is where the security products, alarm products, access control, that sorts of thing. There's another alleyway. Now we're behind building 3 and building 4. And come down here and we'll have a look down here. I think we're heading down this. There's McDonald's and Starbucks and KFC and things like that. We can get a quick bite and then keep going. So, as I say, we have a mixture of both traders, so people who purchase wholesale and then act as intermediaries to sell into both online and offline. And then we also have manufacturer representatives have their presence here. So like for example, I think that was there was a battery company, so they have a presence and a focus on rechargeable batteries, which is also support businesses inside the various facilities as well. And more consumer products. See there, good par, a lot of Chinese brands that we won't see overseas, with the build their own brand, and a lot of intermediaries. So let's just jump into suppliers, component suppliers. This is an important part. So component suppliers are on the other side of the major plaza. So we're walking across there's a major plaza thoroughway. It's broken off. It's where the railway lines are, so the railway stations are. So Huaqiangbei and Huaqiang. Huaqiangbei means north, Huaqiangnan means south, and there's Huaqiang, which is another station near subway. So now we're going to the component area, which is on the other side. And these people are classic intermediaries. So their job is they purchase from the factory bulk items. So you'll see here bulk cables, bulk components, bulk buttons, bulk LEDs, bulk chips, RAM. And those, if you see over to the right, there's tapes. There's more tapes here. These are bulk purchases of tapes, so they'll buy the reels, and then they fill orders like people who want 10 of them, say a Realtek network driver or something like that. Then we come down here, and these people bulk everywhere. So more reels. There'll be components like resistors, capacitors. These ones here I think are again intermediaries looking at specific areas that they focus on. They're zooming through. This is a huge complex. I have to move pretty quickly, otherwise this will be a 3-hour. Okay, you'll see here like an organization like this that focuses on particular components. So they may even focus on working with a particular manufacturer further north who they'll purchase supplies from. So what we do is we'll purchase bulk connectors, bulk ICD connectors, cables, switches, those sorts of things. And then we intermediate at our place from there. And you can generally cut an extraordinarily deal. So what's interesting is these are closed. I don't remember what day it was. We went down building. Yeah, these are manufacturer reps. So the ones with the more fancy double shops, more expensive looking shops, are retailers. More tapes, cabling. Retailers. It's a whole community, and I'm sure, again, you're looking at one business per booth, and they're working away, filling orders. Vast majority come through electronic means, but they actively support small businesses in their role, and they play a very, very important role in between the manufacturer and the consumer or other retailers like ourselves. More tapes. As you can imagine, we couldn't move a real tech network driver. We couldn't move thousands, we moved tens. So we live within this ecosystem. And what you see, if you're careful, you'll see that actually a lot of foreign buyers here, a lot from India, Southeast Asia, and a lot of African and of course Russian here as well. You'll notice security is minimal. There's some old guys just sitting down all day. That must be a horrible job, sit like that. The trick is to know your way around to find what products you are, and then where to source them in areas. And they're broken up into areas. Should have said that before. In different areas, and they focus on different things. People just hanging out. Look at all the stock. If you look at how much stock there is, particular items, you'll realize that there is a lot of product that gets moved. Now we're zooming across. There's another. So this is when I mentioned before there was a big plaza. There's Huaqiangbei Plaza. We're on the side street and we're heading to another components area. And we're zooming through. People delivering things. Electric. All these scooters are electric. My understanding is you're not allowed to have the old gas-powered things. 2 strokes are all gone. We'll place electric carts, and they're everywhere. So we're heading over to that building over there. Take a look. Another components area. Just constant activity. This I think is bad. 2 in the afternoon, I think, if I remember rightly. And more logistics. Things just get done. And there's the ubiquitous forest of electric scooters. As we head into this, another components. Walk through here. support organisations, little businesses supporting the literally thousands of people that work in here. I want to emphasise that this ecosystem is what makes China successful. All these independent entrepreneurs filling roles and delivering electronic components that go into other products that make things work. There's stock everywhere. Again, I do enjoy being in a high trust society, and where they are able to do this, simply leave stock floating around. It's not going to disappear. And it's not because of cameras and things, it's because it's a high trust society, that's all. And people move in and out, businesses start and stop, and people move on and do different things. It's hard work. This company there is... And we're busy talking away. Crystal oscillators. You can understand why what I enjoy here is the ability to rapid prototype things. So when you've got ideas, we're building electronic components, we're building PCB boards, fabricating things. What we can see is that by being able to find products quickly, we can rapidly prototype things. Yeah, which is what we do. I do like... Yeah, maybe. I do like Panameras. I know people don't like that. I actually like it. We should have a decent hybrid though, not a crappy hybrid it's got. Yeah, this is me banging on about Panameras. I like them. And there was a Maybach right there. So we're heading down the car park back to another building. And people delivering things. I think we might be at the back end of the first building. I don't remember. More components. Yep, so we're back into another component section. This is LEDs. And people are diligently filling in their orders. More components. We're going upstairs. There's a USB power banks. You can rent them. You just scan the QR code and it pops out, and then you can drop them back off in the same company. The biggest one is Metuon. There's a Metuon delivery person right there. They deliver directly to the booths. So that gentleman there is delivering directly to a booth. And the booth numbers you see, we're in 2A. We just passed 2A04. And that's how you know where roughly everything are. It says 2A 637.
I was talking to someone about that. I said we were talking about India and how India could catch up with China.
It's kind of like this orderly chaos that goes on. So things happen, and people source from here, and thousands of people every day are taking those components that turn into products at some stage. Shenzhen has literally tens of thousands of startups. Let's take a look at logistics now. So we're going to head down the back. So we're on the, looking north, we're on the eastern side coming through. And we're back on the consumer side. So we're going to go walk around and I'll show you in the back alleys. where we will see logistics. So there are underground car parks here. Most of the people who work there, maybe bosses. Looking at the type of cars, probably the bosses that are driving those cars. There's a consumer electronics area on the other side, plus also security. So we're in the security area. This is for closed circuit television, CCTVs, that sort of thing. Two-way radios over there. Their regulations are a bit looser on who can buy and sell two-way radios. And there are lots of them in consumer electronics. And what I'm doing is I'm actually heading towards another alleyway, which I'm going to talk about in a second. There's both large and small branded products. So for two-way radio, you'll see Baofeng, which is a very big company, and then lots of smaller two-way radio manufacturers. There's accessories. Now we're going to head down the alleyway, and I'm going to talk about in here. These are mostly workers, or you see some foreigners there, some Indians. A lot of Indians here. This is where you get cheap food. And you'll see here, these are couriers logistics. So the largest is a company called SF and ZTE. Hey there. And you see there, they are literally different areas. So they'll bring down their parcels, and will sign up, and they get delivered. These guys take them to a central hub, which are then distributed outwards from there. And each of those have different areas. So different companies. There's ZTO, they're really large. Lots of smaller ones. Depending on the areas that they serve. Some of them are just provincial, so they'll work on the provincial. Inside China, delivery is really fast. I mean, really fast. So the whole logistics thing is amazing. This is where your cell phone case comes from. And I'm not kidding. Millions upon millions upon millions of cell phone cases. I don't know where all the old ones go, to be honest. I'm not sure I want to know. Here's a useful guy. He's got cable. He'll sell you cable by the meter if you're doing a particular project. I'm walking around because I'm trying to remember where the underground logistics is, and here it is. So heading into an underground logistics area, and I'm going to talk about this in a second, what's happening under here. There's another bossman's car. And what looks like chaos is actually people hard at work. So inside here is where the boxes get dispatched. So from upstairs we'll take a look at where the suppliers take the orders from Aliexpress or whatever, tell them. And here is where they're all different areas. So they're marked off in different areas. So they're marked in different areas where they go to different provinces, different lot goes to Hong Kong, lot goes to Singapore. And this is how Aliexpress you get your goods coming from the individual suppliers, be it Temu or Aliexpress, obviously for Western. Okay, mega building, which is the second one north in the plaza, is the cell phone cases. You have never seen so many cell phone cases. It's just crazy. So these are manufactured in various parts of Guangdong, and then obviously these small merchants then purchase for sale on, again, mostly e-commerce, Taobao, Tmall, JD, Temu, Aliexpress. A lot of this turns up on Amazon. What I thought interesting is what happens to old supply, so things that are no longer, or cases rather, that are no longer needed for old models. What happens to them? Don't know. Okay, so we're on the eastern side, so this is the lane on the eastern side coming out. Again, another service alleyway. Actually, there's another logistics area to the left. Looky. Yeah, okay, I know where this is. And there's Watong on the right hand side. We've actually been past this. There's the Yixin International Centre, which is building 3. So walk in here. There's a gentleman here, security guard. Again, there's more cell phone cases. You see again, look, okay, how much stock just sits around. See that the goods being delivered. Lady there working. Just mountains upon mountains. And now we're heading back towards the plaza. It's ahead of us. I just want to give a general layout of the plaza is where you can make a reference point. And on the other side there is large, as we'll see, there's large consumer building of consumer products. Here we go, more logistics, more deliveries, and more goods going out. That looks to me green. That's air conditioning units just lying all over the place. The exit to from the car park, the underground car park. So just trying to give you a general sense walking around. Normally tourists don't go into this area. And we'll come out. Anyway, so there you go. It's a walking tour of Huaqiangbei, the world's largest trade center for electronics. China has lots of these areas for different types of products. The goods that, for example, the goods that you'll see in Walmart or Kmart, etc., you go to a place called Wuyi, which is in, if I remember rightly, is Zhejiang province, and that's crazy inside mall. That's where you do bulk buying of the stuff you see in Kmart or Target or Walmart, places like that. And this, we're back in the Huaqiangbei Plaza. Underneath this is the railway line, and if you look to the left is the railway station. There's Huaqiangbei is to the north. Bay means north. We're coming up there, and Huaqiang is to the other end of this particular plaza. So this literally goes for miles. There's a whole nother block north and east and west of electronic companies and consumer electronics and industrial electronics. So there you go, walking tour of Huaqiangbei. This could have been a lot longer. I had to figure out how to cut a lot of this out. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and I'll have some other content from around Shenzhen very soon. Thanks.